Good morning, guys. We are up bright and early in Lesbos. We've been staying with some locals and I'm barely awake. I've just managed to grab a coffee, but we've come down to this little patch of land because, because last night we were having dinner and we saw this really inspiring group of people that were just sitting around reading poetry and playing music, and we thought, oh, these would be cool people to interview. So there's this lady, Amma, who has been living out here and writes poetry. And yeah, we're going to go and just learn a bit about her life and get a good solid interview in for the documentary. If you haven't seen the last few vlogs, Aria's with me. Yes, bro. And he's been up all night editing. We've both been up all night. It's just been, you know, again, not much sleep. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting day. We're going to be finding some cool stories. And we've already found some really cute puppies. Hey! Hello.
Hello. Kalimera. Good morning.
Give me a hug.
Okay.
Thank you for having us. And your
Sure. I don't know what it is you exactly are aiming.
We can tell you before we film anything.
Oh.
We flew all the way to Europe via Greenland and Iceland. So we're like circumnavigating the world. And I'm documenting it with videos on YouTube.
Okay. And where is this plane right now?
It's actually in Austria. Like, we're getting some maintenance done in Austria.
We can move it if you want.
No, it's fine.
It's holding your grapevine up.
Yes, it is.
Sure, I lower it.
Yeah, bring it around here.
When there were grapes, it was all about a foot lower.
Yeah.
Which cameras exist?
This will go on top of, I guess, this one. Should we put that one on that one?
Yes. Well, I was 27 when I first saw an olive tree.
Oh.
That was the first time I came to Greece. I'd never seen an olive tree before.
Yeah.
Once upon an island, there are fish with green bones and a holiday for flying kites. There are mountains no one lives on and towns full of empty houses. There are men who spend all night alone on the sea and men married to their bottle of ouzo. There are children playing in the streets and mothers who know somebody is always watching. There are gulls who fly high for the fun of it and roaming donkeys that nobody owns. There are edible greens covering the floors of the olive groves and men and women who gather them after the rains. There are young men who dance on the backs of horses and young men who die in cars. There are sheep with bells that wake you when they pass in the night and turtles hibernating under the wild bushes. There are inane television shows and radio channels without advertisements. There are goat cheeses and sheep cheeses and cheeses of both, and breads baked in wood-burning ovens to eat them with. There are shellfish who spend their lives spinning a hole into stone, and a spiky sea creature eaten raw that's said to be an aphrodisiac. There are buses from the port town to bring the children to school, and holidays when the women shine. There are handsome young men who give you their hearts and dealers of drugs who harm everyone they touch. There are days when the sun returns your love multiplied and days when without wood you'd die. There are little stone houses tucked into the sides of mountains, and some of them have poets inside. Was all clean 5 days ago, but when my son came, it was immaculate. But now it's gotten messed up. This I can give all of you guys.
Oh, amazing.
One, here, 4, right?
Is it just all in Greek?
It's 15 poems in Greek and English.
The English and the reverse.
We are standing in front of the Voila gate.
Ah, okay.
Because I had a woofer from
Voila.
Belgium,
Yeah.
and I let her make this gate. We put this fencing up to keep the chickens out, because if you don't keep chickens out, they shit all over your porch.
Ah.
So we made this fencing when she was here, and she built the gate, and when she finished it, she said, voila. So, you know, Jerusalem has the Damascus gate, I have a voila gate.
Oh, fantastic.
This is the chicken coop, which was built with the help of one of my ouzo drinking friends, but it has to have cement because there are foxes. And so you must have a poured floor, and He told me this wasn't even strong enough wire, so we had to get that kind of wire to go into the cement. And at the present time, I have 5 hens and a young rooster.
To live in a property with no electricity or water, what's that like? That must be so hard.
It's funny because the men all say, oh, you have no TV. And the women all say, oh, you can't iron. It's terrible. Many springs change course, many springs dry up. This one always runs. And from when I first moved here, people told me, go get a hose, go take that water. It's just going on the road. So finally, I'd been here a couple of years and I had to go and buy like 800 meters of black hose. And should we
so now you're running water from the spring?
So I get it from that spring.
Oh, amazing.
About 100 of my trees have names.
Oh, wow. You've named 100 trees?
Yeah. This one is the Kathleen tree. Kathleen is one of my very best friends in America. This one is Bumpa after my grandfather, and this is Nana after my grandmother.
Show us inside your house if you're happy to.
Ignore the mess.
I say, I find mess and clutter just shows that a person's more creative.
Oh, thank you.
I think so.
Then I must be very creative. So this is more or less my storeroom. And there is no electricity, so you work with either flashlights or lanterns or candles. I had kerosene lamps for a long time, and then my daughter sent me these 3 little boxes out there filled with solar. They're wonderful, wonderful. But this is always very dark. And then this is the main room.
Oh wow, this is really nice. And this is surprisingly light in here for the no electricity.
You know, and when I had the house fixed, the wall had fallen down there. It was built with only 1 window.
Oh, okay.
And because there was this gape there, I said, oh, put me a window. So I got 2 windows, and this is a surprisingly high roof also for these dummies. Some of them you wouldn't be able to walk in.
Oh yeah.
No, you wouldn't. They
are
that low, but this is a very high. And then this actually was only for animals before, and I had them put a window in here also because this corner fell down. And so this is, I call my nun's quarters.
Yeah.
It's so little.
Oh wow, so this is your bedroom.
And this is the bedroom. And I even sleep in it in the winter with no heat because I have a really warm, the Greek word is paploma.
Yeah?
Which is a stuffed quilt, but either stuffed with either wool or heavy, heavy cotton.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was great. That was absolutely great. Right, guys, we are leaving now. Amma, she was incredible. I think that was the most natural, flowing interview I've done yet. She just had so much to talk about and such an interesting experience of kind of leaving America and coming to Greece. But yeah, I'm very glad we got to meet her this morning and share a bit about her life. And we're on to have a couple of meetings now to try and find time where we can meet up with some refugees and share their stories. Found a fig tree. Oh yeah, like that. That is a right fig. I can just eat one bang the whole thing, yeah? You wanna go? Oi, cheers, bruv.
Oi, cheers, mate. Yeah.
Oh, I love figs. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Oh. So guys, if you didn't watch yesterday's vlog, this is Serafeim and Stelios, and they basically are hosting us here. I've been like putting out my vlogs asking if anyone wants to come and I guess kind of show us around their local area. So Serafeim reached out, sent us an email, and that's how this is all happening, which I love. I love this kind of spontaneous, just connecting with people. They're both filmmakers and photographers, and just being able to collaborate with them and create, I don't know, it's just, I love it. I've really loved this, and it's making me want to travel like this a lot more. Even after this world trip, I've realised like staying with locals is by far the most exciting way to travel and the most authentic. So anyway, we're going to bounce and go to some meetings now. How have you found everything so far, hanging out and doing the project? Is it fun?
It's an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Getting to know even the locals here. I didn't know this lady existed. I knew her by face, but I didn't know what she was up to. It was amazing getting a glimpse into her everyday life.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's continue. Let's continue the adventure.
We've just hit a car.
I don't know why I thought he pulled away. I looked to see there was space and I assumed he'd driven off. Hey my friend, I'm sorry.
We've just hit someone.
I'm gonna call. Yeah, cool.
What's just happened, Louis?
That was entirely my fault. I don't know why, but I assumed because there was space in the road and I saw the first car pull off, the cars in front of me would just go in with the traffic, like they would just go in. And for whatever reason, totally my fault, the car in front didn't pull away into the space. Then I was checking the left and was like, cool, I've got time to go. And by that time I'd started pulling away, so just it was like a low speed impact. It was like, it wasn't a fast impact, but I still scraped up, still bashed in his bumper a little bit, been a little bit damaged here. Yeah, mashed up the bumper here a little bit. This isn't good.
Mate, that's not good.
So, might have to do a little insurance claim, unfortunately. I haven't had a ding like that in a long time. Years, I think. It's not like punch the radio or anything. It's just getting replacing this guy mainly. It's not a nice feeling knowing that you've made an error of judgment and caused an accident. Even though it was a minor accident, I don't feel great. I feel like a bit stupid. Thankfully, no one's injured or anything, but I think it's just caused a lot of annoyance for this dude. He'll have to get his bumper sorted out. I don't know. I feel like more like I'm just wasting his time, really. No one was like injured or anything, was it? It's like no, I must have hit him at like 10 miles an hour max.
It's just like a big bump.
Yeah.
Like it's like I've been in more of a shock in like a bumper car.
Yeah.
It's just like unnecessary. Like it's just long, innit? Just long.
It's just longing everyone out.
Everyone's safe. Everything's fine. It was an accident, you know?
Yeah. Okay, we just had a little coffee with a group of people called the Coexistence and Communication in the Aegean, which is this sea or the region here. They've been running for 20 years. I only just found out today that the refugee problem hasn't just been since the Syrian war and floods of refugees coming in, but even way before that, for the Afghan war in like 98, apparently there was a ton of refugees coming over to Greece. So for the last 20 years they've been operating, and they are looking after a lot of the unaccompanied minors, like the kids that come over without their families, and they take them out and look after them and stuff. So on Friday, we're going to be tagging along to a little beach outing with a bunch of kids, and now we're heading to another meeting to talk about visiting one of the refugee camps and whether we can shoot some stuff there, and how, you know, whether we can get into a camp, because some of them are like locked down, like properly fenced in and have guards and all that. So we're just working it all out. So we just had an incredible meeting with the guy who runs this. I've always called him a refugee camp, but he's been calling it like a residency, and instead of refugees, referring to them as guests. His name's Stavros, and he's an absolute legend. He was like this very strong authoritative figure, but seemed to have like the warmest heart and just loved these people, and kept on referring to himself as like, I'm human first, you know? And when I asked like what we could do, like could I encourage people to volunteer or donate money, he just said he just wants us to tell the truth. So he's invited us on Friday night to come to this amazing like dance event where he said like all these different nationalities, they're just dancing and celebrating together, and he said this is all you need to show. So and hopefully we might get to chat to a few people there as well, but it was like just perfect, so good. We have ducked into a little restaurant on our way home to edit, and we've got some traditional Greek food. I was actually looking for falafel, but we couldn't find any, so we got some Greek food, but this is, again, just so good. These are stuffed vine leaves, like rice and vine leaves. What's this, aubergine, yeah?
Aubergine with like tomato in. It's all just so good.
Oh, I'm just so excited. I love Greek food. Oh, there's zucchini leaves. Zucchini flower. Yes, bro. Aren't those the banging?
So good.
The banging tin.
So good.
So guys, we got back to the house at like 5 p.m. Aria's been sleeping pretty much the whole time, because to be fair, he did stay up all night last night helping edit. And I've been editing the whole time, literally the whole evening. And yeah, we have now got some takeout food. Serafeim kindly went and got it all. And now we're gonna sit down and have a nice Greek meal together. I'll catch you in the morning. Peace out, enjoy life, and live the adventure. Boom.